I believe everyone can see my screen now. You can hear me, right? So this was where we stopped. The 10th question on the portal. Am I right? Can you all hear me? Am I correct, please?
Yeah, with you, sir.
Okay, good. So I think the 10th question on the portal was where we stopped. We were looking at so the issue of financials, right? Issue of financials. So this is one of the places where it gets technical, right? Now, the system check your mathematics. So you cannot say if you sell rice for 50,000 naira and your break even is 200 naira, the computer knows you are lying. Now, it's going to just flag you off automatically. And it also shows not just that where there are errors with your financials are the issue. The issue also lies in the fact that does your financials show scalability? Does your financials, I already told us 3 major sections, right? Almost every section is very important. Number 1 is your story. Is it captivating enough? Is there a motivation to do this? Is it sustainable? Then 2 is the market. Is it big enough? Is it somewhere you can actually make money? Is there demand for it, right? Is there a need for it, right? And I didn't mention this last class. I'm going to mention it now just to tell you that now whatever problem you are going to solve, whatever you're going to use as your market for any business, it must either solve a pain problem or a pleasure problem. That is to say, there must be a desire for it, right? Or there must be a pain that is easing off. So is that there's a desire for it, there's a longing for it that people are looking out for, or there's a pain that people are trying to ease with it. All right. So it must be one of those 2 things that you are solving with your projection. So it must be one of those 2 things, right? So your market must show that there's a pleasure demand for it, or that there's a pain point that it's solving. All right, there's a pain point that it's solving. So now this is where we are now going to look at it. Now, one of the questions that were asked, okay, let me open the portal again for us to see what we've done so far. Okay, so that we'll see the questions. Now, all these questions here are actually the questions on the portal. So I use those questions to create this particular ebook. Right. So one of the first questions under the financial column is the amount of cash invested to start, right, in the business to date in this startup. That is to say, they want to know, right, how much have you put into the business? How much have you spent on that business? Right. So this is it. You must include, your savings, right, money from family members, whatever equipment you've bought, even laptop, machineries, right, that you own, that you are using for the business. Convert all of them to dollar, right? So now this is where people actually think maybe it's the money you have made or money is in the bank or whatever. No, it means that everything that you own, that you are bringing to the business, whether you borrow it, as long as it's in your possession, all right, as long as it's in your possession, whether somebody dash it to you, is your possession, is a part of the investment in that business. So how you answer this one is that first you list all of the money, everything that you have bought or everything that you have put into the business, right? You list everything, right? Your own money, family money, friends money, any money that has entered into that business. I'm still trying to open the TEF portal. You list everything. Okay, this is an example. So probably you register your CAC, you list it. How much did you use? Your laptop, right? The current value of your laptop, you put it there. Your phone, if you use it for business, just put it there, write it there. Now, the beauty part of this is that it shows that you are committed to that business. It backs up your motivation to say that even if they don't give you the money, you are committed to this business. That's one thing grants owners always look out for, right? That's what they always look out for. They want to be sure that even if they don't give you money, if they don't give you money, right, you are committed to business, you must make them feel that they parting with their money to give to you is a win-win situation. It's not just you using them, it's them fulfilling purpose, right? You must. So this is one of the places that shows that, yeah, you are in the line of purpose. You believe in your business. How much have you invested into that business shows your belief in the business, right? Now, even if you are a startup, there must be a level of devotion you have put into research, into product research. You must list it here. Your feasibility study, either it is market test and all of that. So even if you are an idea product, right, tell it here. I have done so visibility study. I have traveled to test product markets, right there. So amount. Travel to check this so amount. Prototype product for market, put it there. Visibility study, put the price there. So that you are committing to it. Not committant to the idea, not committant of your own personal money into it, shows that you might probably just run away with your money, right? So that's one thing with this. Okay, so they want to know how much have you put into that business till date. Is very important. So when you list everything in naira, right, you now divide it by 1,600 naira to make it a dollar equivalent, right? I think dollar today is actually 1,004, so you can just divide it by 1,004 to give it the dollar equivalent. I hope that is clear. Is that clear to everybody? Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Clear, sir.
All right, good. Thank you. So then the next question we have is monthly expenses. Monthly expenses. What are your current monthly cash expenses in US dollar? All right. What are your current monthly cash expense in US dollar? That is the money you are spending every day to ensure that each month, to ensure that your business is in operation. Right. So this is the sum of your data, transport, rent, salaries, right? Raw materials per month. So yeah, you have to be very, very realistic. Right now, don't have any cost that you do not factor in. Don't have any cost that you don't factor in, including sales costs, including your house rent, right? If you are using your house as your business place, include it. If you are spending money on advertisements, include it. If you are buying goods monthly, include it. Every expenditure that you are spending, as long as it is part of your expenses to make your business grow, then you must include it. All right, you must include it. So even if you work from home, you have expenses, so you must calculate it. So now this is how you calculate that. All right, so let's say even if you make zero sales any month, what are the bills you must pay? So salary, right? Put a number for yourself, even if you don't pay it yet. That's the truth. You must have a salary structure. So if you're looking at, okay, fine, you have 2 or 3 people working with you, you must put it. How much is going to be the salary of those 3 people? Data, internet, how much is it? Transportation every month. Is it to go and get goods, to go and deliver goods, to go, anything that has to do with that business, put it there. Rent, right? So put it there. Do you understand that? Ads, marketing, I think I already talked about this, right? Put it there. Put it there. So now, so your monthly expenses in US dollar, right, is now going to be the sum total. So that is the fixed cost. That is to say, what are the fixed costs, the constant costs, all right, that you spend on monthly, that is fixed operating costs, okay, plus variable costs for month 1. That is to say, variable costs are the direct costs related to sales of the product. So, but then let me not confuse you with that. If you are using the financials, this is where you use, but then I already recreated this to say you may not necessarily need to use that financial plan until maybe you are selected and then you have to write business plan. You still come back and use it. So together we will be on the journey there. But for this one, you can just simply just do these calculations. This example that I've done, just do it. All right. Ignore that formula part. Just do the calculation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Depending on what it is you know that you are spending every month for your business. Write it, calculate it down, okay, and convert it to dollars. Then 13, Now break even, right? This break even. Are we clear on 12? Because this break even is a little technical. I will have to take time to explain a bit. Are we clear on 12?
You're right.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, good. Now, so what is the projected break even revenues in the business? Now, simple. Break even is the point where your total sales, right, has covered your initial capital. That is to say, your fixed operating startup fund. Now, at what point, right, does your profit hit zero? That is, there's no loss in that business, there's no gain in that business. So everything you have put, let's say you put 10 million naira to start that business. At what point will you have made 10 million naira and there's no loss or profit in that business? That is to say, at this point, now that's also factor in your monthly expenses, right? That's also factor in your monthly expenses. So, okay. That also factor in your monthly expenses. To say, for example, now you start up that business with 10 million naira, right? And monthly you spend 100,000 naira. Okay, so by second month, you would have spent 10.2 million naira, right? By third month, you would have spent 10.2 million naira because you are spending 100,000 naira monthly, 100,000 naira monthly, right? Now, so at what point would it be that that business now has made enough money for you to say you are in profit and there's no loss? Do you get the point now? I'm still going to explain further. Now, right? So people always give number lower than expenses because they don't understand this. They just do things. Now, the logic, right? If your monthly expense is $500, you need to make more than $500 in sales to break even. That is because making the product costs money also. Now, this is it. This is the formula for break even. Total fixed cost, all right, divided by the gross margin. Total fixed cost divided by the gross margin, right? Now, for example, let's say your rent or salary is $1,000. You sell a shoe, right? Let's say for $100, right? Now, it costs you to make that shoe $60. So your margin in that shoe is 40%. Are you getting it now? Now, let's say, now, okay, I'm looking at how best to make you understand this very well. Your product is a shoe, which costs $100, right? Now, the variable costs for that shoe, is $60. Probably you bought materials, you bought this, you bought that for that shoe, right? Is $60. Now, your margin for that shoe is now 40%. That is to say, on top of that $100, the money you are making on that shoe is $40. So now to calculate your break-even sales, you're not going to divide. Now your fixed cost is this $1,000, right? Yeah, now you're not going to divide 1,000 divided by 40%. That is 0.4. So that means your answer is going to be $2,500 worth of shoe. You have to sell $2,500 worth of shoe for that business to actually survive. I'll try and come again. Now, in this particular one, if you don't get, I will try and explain again and again. If you don't get it, then that means we have to go to the financial, because this part is very, very important and very, very technical. Very, very important and very, very technical. Right? Because if you miss this is what you actually test your human as a business person or not. Now, let me explain again. Maybe before you ask your question, let me explain again. Every one of you pick a pen. Right? You are going to do the mathematics where you are. So I will give an example. You pick a pen, you do the mathematics where you are, and then I would explain. Pick a pen wherever you are. Pick a pen. Let's do the mathematics together. Come in. So let's say, for example, now your total feast, that is your startup costs, your capital to start the business is $1,000. Write it down, $1,000. Have we all written 1,000? Have we all written 1,000?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Now, let's say your monthly expenses to run the business, right? Your monthly expenses to run the business is that is including your rent, which we already spoke about earlier, right? And I explained monthly expenses. So let's say your monthly expenses is $300, or since we are just using numbers, so let's say your monthly expenses is $300. Are we good? Have we gotten that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, so let's now say, so you add 300 to 1,000, making 1,003, right? Now,
Yeah.
so let's now say what you are selling is a book. Let's say the book sells for $200, right? But that's the amount you are selling it. Your selling price for a book is $200. So what you are selling is a book is $200, right? So write it to one side. Now, let's now say, for example, you buy that book from the market. The direct cost of getting that book, right? You buy that book from the market for $100, for example. Now, $100. So that $100 is the direct cost. That is what you call the variable cost, the direct cost of that book. Are we getting it now?
Yeah.
Now, so what you now do is say $200 which you sell the book minus $100 which you buy the book, right? Which you buy the book minus $100 which you buy the book. So now that gives you another $100. That $100 is what you call your gross margin. Do you understand that? It's what you call your gross margin. So in percentile, that $100 is how many percent of $200? That's 50%, Abi.
Yes.
So 50%. So 50% is simply 0.5, Abi.
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, so for you to now break even, the way you now calculate is that we already have our total fixed costs of operating that business, right? Total fixed cost of operating that business to be $1,300 earlier, right? That is our initial capital and then our constant monthly expenses. Do you remember?
Yes.
Good. Now, so to now get your break-even analysis, what you now do is that your total fixed costs, that is both your capital and your operating cost, that is fixed, total constant, that are constant cost expenditures, divide by the gross margin in percentile. So you're not going to now do $1,300 divide by 0.5 in the case of the example we use. Do you understand now? So what do you now get as a result? So you should get $2,600. Is that right?
Yes. 2,600.
$2,600. Thank you. So that is how you calculate your break-even revenue in a simple term. So your total fixed costs divide by your gross margin. Now, for example, even if you are a service person, right? If your revenue does not have any direct variable costs, no problem. It means that your own direct variable, that means your own break even is just going to be divided by 1 straight up. That is to say, you must make up to that total of your investment so far to break even. You know why this is important is that many times people just calculate, their profit and loss. If I have spent 10 million naira and then I'm making another sales of 20 million naira, they just calculate that my profit is 10 million. They get it wrong. As it's just because of time and this, because just to be direct, I should actually even break down to you what variable cost is. Now, because at times variable costs, depending on the product, vary from just what's it called now? From just the direct production costs. For example, now, if you are a service person, and then you have to employ 10 people to do a job in a month, right? Now, you can decide to calculate how long are these people going to work for me? I'm going to pay them 1 million naira over the period of 10 months to get their job done for me. Then how much is that per month? That's 100,000 naira per month that I have to pay them. How much do I need to make per month, right? How much is the sales we make per month? You get now. So you now deduct that. What percentage of that rent or what percentage of that salary is going on a single product? So if you are selling a product for 15 naira, what percentage of your shop, what percentage of depreciation, what percentage of equipment, right? So, but then just for the sake of this particular grants class, this one, right? I will just say you should just go ahead and use this calculation to easily, not to mess it up, because I've seen a lot of people end up messing it up when it comes to this. But this is the simplest way. Because when you guys are selected and you have to do your financial plan, I'll still be here with you. That is where we are now going to do proper accounting on that. That is where that financial plan that I give to you, because I noticed that TEF has tweaked it this year to make it simpler for you guys. That's why you're not necessarily going to do a lot of financials, because before you must work without my financial plan, but now they've made it to say, okay, only those that are selected are going to do that financial heavy work. So that's why this is a bit simpler. But when we get there, you're going to understand break-even analysis. You're going to understand operating costs. You're going to understand cash flow, all right, profit and loss statements, and all of that. So that, because that's also another stage where people also get disqualified or get queried and all of that. So, but I hope this break-even analysis so far is clear to all of us. Is it clear, or are there questions? Because this is where they proofread your financials. If you have been lying before about your numbers, this is where they catch you. Is it clear to everyone, or there are questions?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please go ahead and ask.
No, I'm okay with it.
Okay, you're okay with it. All right, thank you. Any other person? Is there any question?
Yes, sir. It's not really a question. As in, I don't know if you still help us out with it. Maybe you can post it on the group chat if possible.
Okay, the breakdown.
Yes, sir.
The explanation.
So
Okay, you said I didn't
followed
get it.
that. I said I understand, but should I want to fall back on it to
No
still
problem.
give
I
it?
will share the recording. I will share the recording with you in the class. And definitely you have this PDF, you have this booklet that I'm displaying on the screen. So you can always go back to it and reread it. And yes,
My phone is not even displaying. I don't know why.
you're
I
you are
can't
not
even.
able to see. You are not able to see the screen. Probably it's your network.
Just told me that Amos Adejesubisi is presenting. That was what he's showing me.
Oh, it's your network not loading it effectively. It's network.
Oh.
It's network. Any other person not able to see my screen? Or is it everybody that is not able to see my screen? Is there everybody that is not able to see my screen?
No, I can see your screen.
You can see my screen. Okay, good. So I guess it's your network. Your network download speed is a bit poor. So now, so the 14th questions, right? They ask, what is the lifetime revenue so far for the business? Now, this is where they just want you to be very factual. They want to know how many sales have you made. Now, this is not necessarily a profit or whatever. Total sales. So this is not your gross profit or your whatever. Total sales that you've made so far. So if you've sold 1,000 products, 1,000 times how much do you sell a single product? Tell them how much you have made. If you've not made any sales, it's fine, right? But that means you must be a startup. Now, but if you have been in existence for years and you say you've not made sales, it shows that something is wrong with your business. Then you cannot be funded. Just forget it. Now, whatever, this is the secret. Your sales should show projection, should be realistic. If you've been making sales, be realistic about it. Say you've been making sales. If you've not been making sales and your business has been in existence for long, this is what I would tell you. Do your best, right? Maybe me and you will talk. Now, this is what I do. You do an estimation. What is the, at least maybe for the first 6 or 3 months, you are not making sales. Why are you not making sales? We have to check it, right? What are these expected sales that you should make? So that is where you can now show a growth projection in your sales, right? But your sales should commiserate to your market. What? Okay, you say your market is able to sell 10,000 per month, right? Now, you should not now say you are now making 10 sales per month. It's very poor. It's even allowed if you say you are making 100 to 500 sales per month instead of 10,000. Now, you can now go ahead to now say that is because you don't have the capacity to grow to what your market can do yet. Do you understand now? But 10 sales, what exactly have you been doing in them? So your sales should be commensurate to what is possible. All right. So now, because later, no, actually, TEF is not going to ask for bank account. They no longer do that for this year now. So they will just ask for your bank details because they have to create new bank accounts to verify. So they don't do that, right? So now, but this is just saying that you add up all of the money you have made, all of the money you have made in sales, and calculate it and write it here. So and divide it by 1,400, which is the current dollar rate, and write it here. So that's just what you will write here. Okay, so are we together?
Okay.
Now, the projected break-even volume. Now, this one is very simple. You already know what your break-even sales is. You already calculated that your break-even sales is, for in this case, 2,500, right? And for this example now, the cost of a shoe is $100. Don't forget. So that means your break-even sales is going to be 2,500 divided by $100. It means that for you to make your break-even revenue, you must sell at least 25 shoes. You understand now? So you must sell at least 25 shoes. So that is just what it means. It's simple as that. Do you get that? So it's simple as that. So your break-even revenue divided by your break-even sales. So that's just it. Right? I mean, your break-even revenue divided by your single product sales. So that's it. Or you could go ahead and just use the formula: total fixed expenses divided by profit from one item. So however way you want to look at it. So once you calculate that, you put it there. So I also gave another example for you to be able to get it clear. We need to sell, so you can, this is how you just write it, right? We need to sell. I was using one particular application as example that last class. Let me quickly see if I can open the application again to show us. Is it this one? Sure. Okay, it's not here. Trying to see. Okay, let me search and see. So I'll show you the practical example in the other application I was using in the last class to explain the break-even. Okay. Um, is it this? Okay, I want to show us this sample. So while we're waiting for that to come up, I'll just use it to show us, right, other answers that I've given to. So here now, this is more like the last section, section 5 in the application. This is where you're expected to talk about impact and conclusion, right? So the impact and conclusion. So here you tell, right, the Tony Elumelu have believes in Africa Capitalism. You might want to go and read about it, right? They believe in Africa Capitalism, that is economic transformation by indigenous Africa, right? They believe that Africans will be the one to transform themselves. So the core things they want to see here is, right, that you are able to create jobs, right? Skills, okay? Skills. That is, you are able to transfer your skill to other people, right? Value chain. They want to see that you are sourcing of your raw materials or your source of goods and all of that also creates ripple effects. So Tony Elumelu is very big on that. So if your business, whatever it is, however it is you want to pitch it in a way that they are able to see it having ripple effects. So here now, for example, in the Gary example that I was using in the last class, right? I showed that we are going to outsource from local farmers, thereby empowering the local farmers. They want to see that. You show that, okay, we are creating jobs, especially for women. They are seeing gender equality. They are seeing job creation. All right. Now, we show that we are ending poverty. So the SDG goals, right? Tony Elumelu is big on decent work life and no poverty. So as best as you can, let your application be tailored around this. And when it comes to this particular area, the impact of your grant, please raise that. Who is that? Okay, it's Steven. Okay. So let the impact of your application, your business, show at least these 4 things, right? There are many more, but you see Tony Elumelu is very big on these 4 things. Very, very big on this 4 things. So you must ensure that you are able to capture these 4 things in your application. So they want to see it. They want to see job creation. They want to see, value chain, that is the ripple effect. They want to see skills, and they want to see it aligning with an SDG goal. All right. So then 17, they ask, what are the top 3 challenges faced while running this business? Right. When you want to do this, list problem that are fixable, especially by money, or list problem that you think Tony Elumelu can help you solve. Understand that? For example, problem that has to do with maybe scaling upward, getting machineries, getting mentors, Problem that is aligned with the solutions Tony Elumelu provide. If you begin to list problem like no market, bad government, Tony Elumelu cannot help you. And if they cannot help you, then you don't need them. Then they wash you out. That's how you lose your application. But list problem, good challenges. For example, limited production capacity due to machinery, high cost of power, but you need solar. Logistic bottleneck, you are not able to do this, but then you need to buy delivery bikes. Indirectly, that delivery bikes that you are buying will also create more jobs because you employ a delivery man. Do you understand? So you must list challenges that the solution is within the reach of Tony Elumelu $5,000. All right, $5,000. So you need that. You need that, right? And the last part is, how do you hope to achieve now by participating in the Tony Elumelu Entrepreneurship Fellowship? This one is very big. What does Tony Elumelu Fellowship offers? Number one, mentorship. They are big on mentorship. Networking. They have thousands of entrepreneurs that are coming together. You should talk about them imparting your business by providing you mentor. You learn from industry experts, blah blah blah. Connecting with. I will show you an example of how I wrote these sections so that you understand what it is you are expected to write. Right? Network, connecting with over 100,000 entrepreneurs for cross-border trades. Scale, right? The funding is going to help you do this and this and this, right? And then the brand, right? The brand is also going to give you pedigree to be able to get more investors, get more partnership, get more, more money for your business because you are a Tony Elumelu alumni, right? Now, which is also one of the things that makes most of you to be in my class today, because I'm a Tony Elumelu alumni, and you believe that if I have done it before, I should be able to guide you to do it. So you should pitch about the impact of what the brand is going to do for you. So let me give you an example of that here. Okay, the financials that I was talking about here. So this is where you calculate them. Okay, now total amount spent invested in cash to date, right? See it here. You calculate it. Startup costs, right? Investments, operating expenses, ongoing investments. Okay, now, so the response that you end up writing is this, not all of this anyway. Monthly expenses in dollars, this. All right, projected break-even analysis. Okay, I didn't show the calculation here. The lifetime revenue so far, this, right? So, okay, now question 16. What impact will the business have within the community and country from job creation, revenue, blah, 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 blah. So somebody should read this one to help us drive home the point I was making earlier. Somebody should read this. If you can see my screen, read what's on the screen.
Ibarapa business creation
Mm-hmm.
is set to revolutionize the agricultural landscape, drive economic growth, and create a lasting impact in Ibarapa and beyond. With our expansion, we will double our current workforce, creating 30 new jobs, empowering local youths, and reducing unemployment. By increasing our Gari processing capacity, we will engage over 50 farmers through offtake agreements, guaranteeing them stable prices, eliminating 75% post-harvest losses, and ensuring year-round farming, which directly boosts rural livelihoods and food security. Our operation will not only generate revenue, but also stimulate infrastructural development. The influx of trucks, suppliers, and employees into our processing plants will encourage road rehabilitation and attract government attention to provide stable electricity critical for industrial growth. As a major taxpayer, IBC will contribute significantly to local and national revenue, reinforcing the economic strength of the region. Beyond financial impact, we are fostering a sustainable agricultural ecosystem, ensuring that Nigerian cassava farmers thrive rather than survive. Our premium Gari will not only dominate local markets but also penetrate export markets, positioning Nigeria as a global job creation, economic transformation, and community empowerment.
Okay, good. Now let us look at what I shared earlier, right? Do you think that my answer takes care of these things? What you just read, do you think what you just read now answers or is directly related to these 4 questions? Margaret, I want you to read
Yes, 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 because job creation, there you said it will be able to empower over 30 staffs. And as for the skill, you also be it also through the IBC, you will also be able to train those staffs, and also tax. You will be generating revenue back to the government, and there will be stable electricity, which will make Ibarakwa which will be able to provide industrial, we'll be able to power industrial machineries and the likes, and also it will also eliminate poverty, and IBC will be able to move into export standard.
Awesome. Now, those are what we say we are going to be doing now, right? You see, you align with these 4 things. TEF love those kind of things. Now, it doesn't have to be the same story. It doesn't have to be the same thing, right? It just has to make sense. Just has to make sense. Just has to show that you're able to, there's a value chain that people that are not directly even working for you benefit. Whether it is a supplier you're getting from. For example, now I want to use you that is in the maize, you are in the pap industry, right? You must link it with farmers that you are buying maize from. Do you understand that? Link it with the farmers that you are buying maize from, right? Not just the marketers. Link it to the farmers. Let there be a connection between you and the farmer, right? Link it to the delivery guys that delivers your pap round the country. Do you understand now? Link it to them.
Yes.
Let there be a value chain that benefits from people that benefit from just your product alone. Let there be plenty. So it doesn't look like you are the only one eating all the money in your products. So that when TEF give you money, bam, people around you will even be glad. Even if they don't know what, they'll be glad that your business is booming and their life is also booming. TEF want to see that. They want to also see the direct job. They want to see the indirect jobs. Do you get? So those are the issues. Those are the things TEF want to get. Right? Those are the things TEF want to get. So okay, I think I've talked about this. So let us read this also to get. Now somebody should read, okay, the challenges now. Now look at these challenges, right? Somebody else should read this. Anybody there? Please, somebody should read this. So I can close.
I can't see this.
Okay.
Malfunction, fluctuation, and limited access to quality cassava affect production consistency, making it essential to strengthen farmer partnership and improve storage solutions. Poor road networks and increase cost and affect efficiency, requiring alternative energy and logistics. Competing with lower quality, cheaper alternatives challenges our premium pricing strategy, necessitating strong branding, customer education, and export market penetration.
Now, did you look at what you just read? Now, let's go to what I asked you to do. I say, what are the top 3 challenges? List, right? Problem solvable, problems that money can fix. Now, if you read that I was giving problem solution. I was stating the problem and I was stating the need.
What's this?
I was stating the solution.
Oh.
Do you understand that? Do you notice that there's none of these three statements that I made that solution is not involved? The first one I said, seasonal fluctuation limited by access to quality cassava and blah, blah, blah. What is the solution? God bless you, my daughter. What's the solution? In the first sentence,
Direct appeal to farmers.
do you understand now? Farmers partnership and also storage facility. Simple. Do you understand that? The problem was seasonal. Do you understand that? The problem was seasonal fluctuation and post-harvest loss. Now, what was the solution I brought in? Farmer partnership and storage solution. The second one, what was the problem?
Bad road and electricity.
Bad road and electricity. What was the subtle solution I attached?
Industrial.
Alternative energy supply and logistics.
Alternative energy supply and logistics. Now, I was just telling them that, see, we know we have this problem, but these are the solutions that if we have money, we would have done. So it was obvious that when they give us money, they believe that these solutions that we are talking about, this problem we are talking about, is what we are going to be solving with that money. Are you getting it now? Now, the third one also, what was the problem? Lower quality. I was indirectly saying all these roadside women, local women that are just producing cheap gari, dirty gari, that they can sell at cheaper price. Okay? Now, to our own products is an issue. What is the solution? We need to expand, grow big. They're able to go to the export markets, or also brand properly that people will be attracted to our products as premium offer. Simple. So when you are writing that section, you must have a product. You understand? You must have a product solution relationship to your problem. So when you are stating the problem, you should make it clear that this problem, we know the solution, and the solution is money or proper access. Do you understand now? But you will not say it that you need money. You just say what you are going to do with the money. Just give them a motivation for them to give you the money. I hope we are making sense. I don't know. Is anybody here? You have applied for any grants before? And what you are learning in this class is you yourself, you know that, Kai, if you had known this thing, you would have won some grants before. Anybody here? That you know that what you are learning now, sincerely, you don't know it before. If you had known it, probably it would have helped you before. Anybody? I want you to be sincere.
Hi, sir.
Okay. Who is?
Yes. Yeah.
You are there, B. Now, you see,
I'm here.
Okay. Good. Sure, you see, right? These are the things, right? So grants is easy, is not difficult to make. Money is not difficult to make. You just need to be able to understand the things that will trigger them to give you the money. It's as simple as that. Right? It's as simple as that. So I've seen a lot of people. Why I asked that question? I've seen a lot of people. I was taking the class, so I always say, Kai. I have fumbled. I said, that's why I told you to be patient. Right? Now, so it's very important that you get it. Now, the last one where I said, what was the last question again? Explain briefly what you hope to achieve by participating in this TEF. I listed this, Abi. Let's go and see the answer. So you see how you answer. Now, boom, right? The first thing, mentorship. Participating in Tony leadership, will be a transformative step to IBC, accelerating our vision of becoming leading cassava with access to funding, mentorship, and a powerful entrepreneurship network. We aim to scale our gari production, enhance quality standards, and penetrate export markets. Do you understand now? You go further to tell what their their money will do for you. The $5,000 seed funding will enable us to do this, do this, do this, still emphasizing on the impact, right? Now, you go further to toast them again, beyond funding. See, let me say this. It's like you are trying to toast a woman. Brothers in the house, say aye. Brothers in the house. Now, you people will learn these tactics, right? Women also, you should learn these tactics. If a man is coming to you, wanting to ask for your hand in marriage, what are the critical questions you will want to ask him? What are the assurance you will want him to give you? That is the same way with this. You want anybody to pass away with their money. I used to say this. When you want to get anything from anybody, you must ask questions. Why will that person give me money? This is a total stranger to me. Right? They don't know me from anywhere. I have never seen Tony Elumelu. Okay, I've seen him, but I'm not sure if he sees me. I'm not sure he will recognize me. He doesn't know me. As that's why. If I meet him, the only best thing I could give to him is to tell him I'm a TEF alumni. And he could only give me audience by asking, how far with your business? And I tell him the growth we have made. And that is probably maybe where if I give me audience or attention. But then, for that to happen is a very, very low probability. He doesn't know me. He doesn't know me from anywhere. He might not have seen me. Before TEF, he has never seen me before. Right? But then he parted with $5,000 to give to somebody like me. Right? And many other people. Now, what is going to convince him to ensure that he does that? Those are the critical things. What is going to convince him to ensure that he does that? Why will he do that? Those are the things you must answer in these things, right? And let me also tell you sincerely, despite this knowledge that I shared with you, I know many of you will think this is very wow. I'm also paying one of my coach next month to learn more how to apply and win grants. Right? Because knowledge is also transit. There are always a lot of things you must learn to tweak and tweak and tweak and learn and learn and learn and learn. So, no, that is just it. So let me complete that with what I was sharing earlier. So now, beyond funding, the mentorship and training will provide critical business insights, helping us improve our operational efficiency, branding, market penetration, and we will leverage TEF network to connect with investors. Do you understand that? Distributors and potential export partners, positioning IBC for long-term growth and global competitiveness. Do you understand now? Right? So ultimately, this opportunity will strengthen our ability to drive economic transformation, combat unemployment, contribute to food security in Nigeria. By participating in TEF, IBC will move from local agribusiness to a national and international force, blah, 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 blah. See, when I was submitting this application, before God and man, I had the confidence. Right, I had the confidence that forget it. This application is going to scale. It's just too good to be true. No one is going to read this application and going to say, "Oh no." So if luck is going to happen, right, your preparation must be top notch, must be solid, must be qualitative. A lot of people are going to apply, but then not everybody that is going to apply has this knowledge that you have. That is your own edge. Are you with me? Right? That is your edge. So you must now, if you are now going to win, then you must be diligent. Don't be a lazy business person. You must be diligent to ensure that you put in the effort. You put in the effort, the adequate job to ensure that you win. All right? You win, you put it together. So I think that is that. You can always go back to review. This. So maybe in the next class we're going to have, I'm going to still this is a generic grant winners playbook, right? You can still study it to help you, right? You might still get one or two things to help you even in your TEF application. But beyond your TEF application, right? This is a generic one, general review of grants application. What we have reviewed before was the TEF Entrepreneur Foundation. So maybe in the next class, we're going to take this one to look at funding, general grant winner psychology, right? Understand the mind of reviewers. What do they look for generally, right? Though most of what I will share there, you would have learnt it or seen it in the class, in what I have talked about earlier, right? And what I've talked about earlier. So and then, but then crucial thing there is keywords, issues like keywords, the use of saying we will get bigger. No. You should use proactive words, right? Proactive words. Do you understand now? So that's that. So you can just go and read that, and then maybe next class I'll take time to come and break that down. So any question for tonight before we close it? Any question on tonight before we close it?
No from my end, sir.
Okay. Any other person? And then if there's none, then I'll just employ you. You have all the questions, right? You have the rule book, you have everything. Go and read it, answer the questions. Like I said, answer the.
Please, I don't have this book, sir.
You have it. I should ask you how you enter, but then you have it. You sent me your email, right? After you made your payment.
Yes.
You sent me your email after you made your payment. You should have it. You have it.
Okay.
Let me go back and show you. I think many of you are missing it. Let me show you. You should have it, except if you did not send me your email or there's something. So if you don't have it afterwards, just DM me and let me know. So I'll show you. This is actually immediately after you made your payment. Maybe you made the payment through the accounts, or you made payments, you came in through seller. This is where you are going to land. I'm coming. Where's the TEF access? This is the page you're going to land. So I really keep this in the recording in case of some other people who are coming in and saying they don't have it. So where is it? Okay, let me just search. Okay, so this particular doc is where you are going to land, right? This is where you're going to land. So whether from seller or you said you share your email, this is what you are going to see. This is where you're going to land. So those of you that joined, you joined WhatsApp group by clicking on this link, right? This other one, I said click here to access. Let me put it. So I said click here to access all the bonuses, right? So so you click on now this TEF Masterclass bonus folder. You click on it. So when you click on it, it's going to lead you here. So it's going to ask for it might probably ask you to confirm email or request access. Once you click on it, you request access, it will bring you to me. I'll grant access via email. So you should have these 4 documents inside. This financial automator, right? These 2 financial automator, you should have it. This is a 5-year financial plan, a 3-year financial plan. You should have it. Then you have this step-by-step 18 TEF questions, which was what we've reviewed. That's what is on the portal. And then the next is this grants playbook, right? So you have those 2 in there. Now, let me reiterate that after these 18 questions, it is not also over. Maybe at the next class, I'm going to explain further, because we are going to have the mental acumen test. So at the next class, after I'm done reviewing this grant winners playbook, I'm going to now tell you the arc, right? The arc to review your application after you've written it down, how to probably use AI and all of that to answer the test argument test and also review your application. Now, that will be done. I will now teach you that in the next class, which will be the last class on this. So every other person that comes will be getting the replay, and all other classes will be Q&A. Okay. Then,
Sir,
okay. Go ahead.
as regard the WEP, I think that women funds that is still
Yes.
the form will be closing on the 25th.
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
can we now start making our application? Like, can we start documenting it down?
Exactly. That's the point. Start documenting your application now. Start documenting your application now. Though I'm going to also review that next week, Sunday, by God's grace. But I want to finish all of this. By the time I finish all of this, you might find that what I'm going to be seeing in this empowerment grant will not be much, right? Because almost everything is covered there. So when I'm done reviewing this grant winners playbook, that it's easy for you to do that. So start looking at the application, documenting your answers based on what you have learned so far. Is that clear?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Right. All right. Thank you. Okay. So any other question? So if there are no questions, then means we can bring the class to a stop. So probably tomorrow or next, we're going to have the last class, and that will be all. So I wish you a successful application. So I'll share the recording of the last two classes with you so that you can peruse through it and get yourself prepared.